intoxicated driving declines in United States. In any case, there are around 300,000 episodes per day, and 11,000 movement passings every year, CDC says. In spite of a 30% decrease in tank driving since 2006, intoxicated drivers still record for right around 11,000 activity passings, 33% of all movement-related fatalities every year in the United States, as per the U.S. Habitats for Disease Control and Prevention. Tank driving occurrences crested in 2006, and diminished almost 33% through 2010, the office said in another report. All things considered, plastered drivers got in the driver's seat around 112 million times in 2010, which adds up to around 300,000 occurrences every day. The main issue here is that without anyone else's input report, which is without a doubt a belittle, Americans got in the driver's seat 112 million times a year ago and jeopardized themselves as well as other people, CDC Director Drive Thomas R. Frieden said amid a Tuesday news meeting. Individuals should be more mindful, and groups and governments can accomplish more to shield people in general from tank driving, Frieden included. The drop in smashing driving may, he stated, be expected to some degree to the retreat, which could mean a larger number of individuals are drinking at home instead of in bars and eateries. Smashing driving is very normal. This is something that is inadmissible, Frieden said. It's a general medical issue with extensive impacts. It places everybody in peril, even the most dependable drivers and people on foot. Utilizing information from the 2010 Behavioral Risk Factor Surveillance System survey, CDC analysts found that men make up 81% of tank drivers. What's more, despite the fact that men 21 to 34 years of age are just 11% of the U.S. populace, they make up 32% of every smashing driver. Most drinking and driving scenes, 85%, were accounted for by individuals who additionally said they knock back the firewater, as indicated by the report. Besides, 55% of tank driving scenes were among the 4.5% of grown-ups who said they occupied with episodic drinking no less than 4 times each month. Also, these scenes were 4 times higher among individuals who announced not wearing a safety belt constantly, contrasted, and the individuals who dependably wear one, the analysts found. Approaches to anticipate plastered driving, as indicated by the CDC, include temperance checkpoints where drivers are ceased to check whether the driver is tipsy. As per the U.S. Transportation Research Board, a greater amount of these checkpoints could spare 1,500 to 3,000 lives every year. Keeping the base drinking age at 21 inches all states to help keep youthful drivers from drinking and driving. Requiring indicted smashing drivers to utilize start interlocks that shield the auto from beginning in the event that they have been drinking. These gadgets decrease recapture rates for smashing driving by around 66%, the CDC said. Frieden noticed that in spite of their viability, temperance checkpoints are disallowed in 12 states. There is extremely solid open help for checkpoints, with 75% of respondents in a current overview by the U.S. Division of Transportation embracing week after week or month-to-month moderation checkpoints, he said. Start interlocks are just utilized as a part of around 20% of tipsy driving cases, Frieden said. We suggest at CDC making interlocks obligatory for all guilty parties, he said. Another viable methodology a few states utilize is the graduated driver's permit for youthful drivers, Frieden said. We think to a great extent because of those strategies we are seeing generous diminishment in fatalities among 16 to 18-year-old drivers, he said. Different nations have accomplished more to lessen inebriated driving than the United States, Frieden said. Their rates of engine vehicle crashes are half or 66% lower than the U.S. rate, and they drink the same amount of and they drive similarly as quick, he said. While we have gained ground, this is as yet a tremendous issue that is a risk to everybody, especially in light of the fact that there is quite a lot more we can do, he said.